Welcome back to Wrestling Talk. I'm your host, Alexis Carrillo. And, it's WrestleMania Sunday, WrestleMania Night 2. We already had WrestleMania Saturday Night 1. But, I'm going to keep it 100 here. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm filming this on a Saturday. So I've already filmed Night 1 predictions. We're talking about Night 2 predictions right here. And the reason I'm doing this is because, unfortunately, as this is airing, as this is going public on my YouTube channel, well, I'm at my day job, working. So, yeah. With that said, let's get into WrestleMania Night 2 predictions, and let's talk about WrestleMania Sunday, which is the more traditional WrestleMania. It is the biggest night of the year. It's the night that usually has the best, most important, most relevant moments in WrestleMania history. And this one pretty much won't be any different. Because, and I'm just going to put this out there, I think WrestleMania Sunday, as far as the matches go, as far as the card goes, it's the best one. It's going to give us the most 5-star matches, or possibility of 5-star matches, rather. So with that said, let's get right into it. And I'm going to start with, like I did with Night 1, I'm going to start with the man that I'm wearing the shirt of for this video. And that is the fact that Edge faces off against AJ Styles. A true dream match for WrestleMania. And, to be honest, the only dream match that this WrestleMania patch-up card has decided to give us. Kudos to WWE on that, but it's not going to be the Rated R Superstar against AJ Styles. It's going to be this renovated, rejuvenated, reinvented version of Edge, where he has practically decided to calm himself down. He still has parts and bits of the Rated R Superstar, no doubt about that, but he has decided to integrate a little bit of the Brood. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but he is more of a, to put it, a silent killer version of Edge. And, I don't think he's copying him. I think he's decided to, he gives me a lot of Karrion Kross NXT vibes in the way he has decided to dress himself and handle himself and his posture and how he delivers his promos. And I think it's worked up to this point. The way he's decided to be the judge, the jury, the executioner of WWE, and his very first victim is AJ Styles, because AJ Styles was the one who stepped up to him for WrestleMania. So I like those aspects of Edge in this storyline. Like I said, the in-ring aspect of this match, it's going to be second to none. I have no doubt about that. They're going to tell us a fantastic story. I have no doubt in my mind about that. But I just love how Edge has decided to reinvent himself. He returned 2 years ago. He was a Rated R Superstar. He got his life back. He got his career back. He's gotten a chance to end his career on his terms. And that's exactly what he's about to do. Not this year yet, not yet. But he's working towards that. And there are a lot of wrestling fans out there that talk about how, a lot of these younger guys don't really reinvent themselves. They don't come up with something new. And here we have Edge with something new, something drastically new that brings something else to the WrestleMania card, to WWE programming itself. Kudos to him for that. And for the fans who say that, well, here's the thing. Edge is Edge. So he's given the opportunity to be able to reinvent himself. Most of the younger guys who have no names or haven't had enough of a pedigree to do so, like a Ricochet, like a Cedric Alexander, like a Mustafa Ali, who are very, very talented in their own right. They just don't have what Edge has, which is pedigree, career, prestige. They're not afforded that opportunity, so I just wanted to put that in perspective. As far as who walks out with the win in this match, I think this is one of the toughest matches to predict for WrestleMania, not just night 1 or night 2, but for WrestleMania itself. Because AJ Styles, heading into after WrestleMania, I think he is one of the top contenders for the undisputed Universal Championship. But do you really want to halt Edge's momentum? Now, this is a WrestleMania prediction show, so I have to give out a prediction. I do. I have to give out a winner for this match. Personally, I call it right down the middle. I'd be happy with whoever walks out with the win. I wouldn't even want to give out a prediction for this match, but I have to. So, gun to my head, if I have to give out a prediction, I think Edge walks out with the win. Simply because AJ Styles is such a fan favorite. AJ Styles is so damn good in the middle of the ring. The next night on Raw, he walks out, nothing's happened. He lost to Edge. Okay, he lost to Edge. Edge is Edge. And you're AJ Styles. No sweat. So that's my prediction for that match. Much like night 1, I'm going to delve into 2 or 3 matches that I'm not really that interested in because, like I said, like I've been saying, this is a patch-up WrestleMania. They really haven't been building up most of these feuds since Royal Rumble season, which is usually when it starts to wrap up. But we got ourselves a Women's Tag Team Championship match, Fatal 4-Way. Zelina and Carmella defend their Tag Team Championships against the teams of Sasha and Naomi, against the teams of Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, against the teams of Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Now, Natalya and Shayna Baszler have the least chance of walking out with the titles, in my view. So in my point of view, they're out of the running. They're not walking out with the titles. I think there might be a little bit too much title changes during WrestleMania weekend, so I'm kind of inclined to give the win to Zelina and Carmella, and then, like, I don't know, on a Raw, have Ripley and Morgan take the titles off them. Or on the following SmackDown, have Sasha Banks and Naomi take the titles off them. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Zelina and Carmella walking out still champions. But on Raw or on SmackDown, whichever they elect to do, they're going to lose the titles to either one of those teams, depending on which brand they decide to defend those titles on a one-on-one encounter. We got Zayn versus Knoxville, which I am so thrilled, so happy that this is not for the prestigious Intercontinental Championship, because that title deserves more. But Zayn versus Knoxville, very simple winner here. You have to give it to Sami Zayn. You have to. Because if Johnny Knoxville wins, that means this feud, this rivalry is going to continue after WrestleMania. And to me, there's no point in doing that. They've already milked this rivalry, this feud, to where it should be. At this point, I'll just cut my losses at WrestleMania and give the win, to Sami Zayn and end it right then and there. Because even having Sami Zayn win this match does nothing for Sami Zayn. It keeps him exactly where he's at. But having him lose to Johnny Knoxville, I mean, that would be funny, but it would, you'd lose credibility entirely for Sami Zayn, and he's a former 3-time Intercontinental Champion, and he just lost the title a few weeks ago. So again, you have to give it to Sami Zayn. Hopefully in this Anything Goes match, we see a lot of jackass inserted into the match itself, so we get that entertainment value. We've got Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. And again, this is a similar situation to Zayn versus Knoxville. Pat McAfee, we all saw him in that match against Adam Cole a few years ago on NXT. Definitely delivered. He can go in the ring. So I have no doubt that this match is going to be pretty good. It's going to bring the entertainment value. It's going to be a very dependable match. No doubt about that. But Austin Theory needs to get the win because let's not forget, this is WrestleMania. This is the main roster. Most of the wrestling fans out there, most of the casual wrestling fans out there do not know Pat McAfee has competed in a match before. They did not watch his match against Adam Cole a few years ago in NXT. So in the mainstream audience for wrestling fans, Austin Theory needs to walk out with the win. Now, I'm not saying Pat McAfee is not going to fight back. Now, I'm not saying Pat McAfee can't have a Bad Bunny type of reaction from the fans, whereas they're surprised that he knows how to wrestle. He knows what he's doing in that ring. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is Austin Theory needs to win this match. Just to keep the illusion of what WWE is alive. So I'm giving it to Austin Theory winning this match. Let's talk about Lashley versus Omos. The almighty Bobby Lashley has returned. And he is facing the giant Omos in a one-on-one singles match at WrestleMania. And I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, Omos can't lose. He's undefeated. He's a giant. They're firmly behind him. And you said it yourself before, Lashley has the pedigree. He's a former WWE champion. He can take the loss. And, that might be right. That might be true. But here's the thing. If it was Omos going against Brock Lesnar, against Roman Reigns, against John Cena, against Randy Orton, against Triple H, against any one of these top name stars, there's no doubt in my mind, Omos puts on a great match. He puts on a fighting effort, but he doesn't walk out with the win. And if WWE wants to build up guys like Drew McIntyre, like Bobby Lashley, up to that level, and they have to, they need to, because those stars are on their way out, and they need new big time players. And make no mistake about it, the almighty Bobby Lashley is one of those players. So if it's up to me, and this is my prediction, I do not have Bobby Lashley lose to Omos in this match. I absolutely don't. I have Omos put up a big fight. I have Lashley struggle to beat Omos in this match, putting Omos over. I've said this in the past as well. Even in a losing effort, you can put over guys, no problem. So in my mind, the only result that should come out of this match is Bobby Lashley with the win. And if it doesn't happen, then how the hell are you going to rebuild Bobby Lashley up to go up against Brock Lesnar for SummerSlam? Because I think that match is set in stone. I think that match should happen during SummerSlam weekend, no doubt in my mind. But up until then, you got to protect Bobby Lashley to the point that if he loses, it's got to mean something. And in my mind, the next time Bobby Lashley loses, the next time the Almighty loses a match, it should be for the undisputed Universal Championship in a losing effort to Roman Reigns. That's the only way. Or have him lose to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, which I wouldn't have him lose. Because Lesnar's on his way out. Lashley, like I said, you have to establish him as a top star. So that's my pick. We got ourselves a tag team match, a triple threat tag team match that I am pumped for. Because all these three teams are entertaining as hell. We got RK Bro defending their Raw Tag Team Championships. And I'm happy that they decided not to break them up, because this team is entertaining as hell. In that ring, backstage, Riddle is just all over the place, and you love it. You love to see it. You love to hear it. And Randy Orton, he is the straight man. He's just going to be there and do his stuff, take care of business, and deal with Riddle the way he deals with him all the time. And I love that. You got the Street Profits, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, always bringing the smoke, always bringing the matches that should be happening. And then you got Alpha Academy. You got Otis and you got Master Gable. You got Chad Gable. And like I've touched upon earlier on this show, Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander, Ricochet, they haven't had the opportunity to reinvent themselves. Well, you gotta look at Master Gable. You gotta look at Chad Gable, who's a former part of American Alpha. He was a tag team champion. Then he was Shorty G. Okay? And now he's Master Gable. Thank you. Love it. He's been entertaining. There's a lot of fans out there wanting him to get to that main event level. And he might get there at one point. It's a little bit too soon right now. They still have to build him up a bit more. But what he's been doing for Monday Night Raw, it's been working wonders. It's putting them over. Specifically him. And there's nothing more you can ask for. Now, the real question is, who walks out with the titles? Who walks out the tag team champions out of WrestleMania Night 2? And this is a tough one, because RK Bro just got the titles back, and they just got the titles back from Alpha Academy. So would it make any sense to put the titles back on Alpha Academy? No. And Street Profits, they're the wild card. I mean, if you put the tag team titles on them, it doesn't really cause any rift. You can keep this feud going. You can have him go up against RK Bro. You can have him go up against Alpha Academy. No problem. Fans will love it. So I think you can't go wrong with whoever walks out with the championships. So I'm just gonna play it safe here, and I'm gonna say RK Bro retains the Raw Tag Team Championships. That's it. That's my prediction for this triple threat tag team match for the Raw Tag Team titles. But make no mistake about it, this match is going to deliver, and it's going to be exciting to watch. So you're not going to want to miss it. And now, it's time to get into the main event of WrestleMania 38. There's 2 nights, but there's no doubt that this is the one main event that WrestleMania 38 has. I'm talking about the winner-takes-all unification match, the match that WWE has touted as the greatest WrestleMania main event of all time. Because this has never happened. We've never had world champion versus world champion at WrestleMania, and now it's happening. Now, it's the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion for over a year, almost 2 years at this point, putting his title up for grabs against the Beast Incarnate, Cowboy Brock Lesnar, who is at an all-time high in terms of having his character over with the crowd as a babyface, no doubt, no less. Who's putting up his WWE Championship. And you know my thoughts. I was against this match from the very beginning. I did not think that this match, this main event for WrestleMania 38 needed both titles to be on the line. I did not believe that this match needed to be a unification match. WWE has other thoughts. They had other plans, and they went ahead and did it regardless. So now it's time to put up or shut up. Who walks out of Dallas, Texas with both championships in hand? And I'm not lying when I say that that as entertaining as Cowboy Brock Lesnar has been, if WWE goes ahead and books Brock Lesnar to walk out as the new WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, I'm going to be pissed. Because he doesn't need it. He doesn't need to win this match. And he doesn't even need to be in this match. But that's the road that they've decided to take. And if Roman Reigns doesn't walk out the champion, and Roman Reigns doesn't walk out with both titles, then there is a serious lack of planning on WWE's part. Because Roman Reigns has been on a roll since he turned heel. He's been at his absolute best. Before, he was the babyface that everyone hated because they did not want him around. Now, he's the heel that everyone loves and everyone wants to see and everyone wants to acknowledge as the top guy, finally. And the best way for WWE to take advantage of that is to establish him as the guy of the generation. Roman Reigns beats Brock Lesnar clean in the middle of that ring. Finally, in his third WrestleMania main event against Brock Lesnar, he finally beats the Beast incarnate. No help from the Usos, no help from the wise man Paul Heyman. WWE needs to send a message and give us Roman Reigns as a true one and only face of the company. And with that said, just like in night one, when they given us Cody Rhodes returning to WWE, a WrestleMania moment, I think it's time WWE gives us not only another WrestleMania moment for WrestleMania Sunday, but they also give us a second match 1 year in the making, 1 year in advance. Roman Reigns has just pinned Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns has just been crowned WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. He is celebrating. The pyro is going off in the entire arena. The fans are losing their minds because the tribal chief has asserted his dominance and is seeking to be acknowledged by the grander WWE Universe. And right before we go off the air from Dallas, The Rock's music hits. And the crowd that was already going crazy because they got what they wanted. They got Roman Reigns winning that main event, winning that match. Now, The Rock's return to encounter his cousin. And the family affair begins once again. Not only that, they give us a hell of a damn good reason to tune into Monday Night Raw the following night. And like I said, The Rock versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 39, Los Angeles, California. That's a no-brainer to me. And they announce it on Monday Night Raw the following night, just like they did back in 2011 between John Cena and The Rock. They do that 1 year in advance. And you got one hell of a year to look forward to. Now, I know that's a pipe dream. I know that might never happen. I know there's a small chance it might happen. I'm hoping it does happen. But if it does, I'm going to be thrilled. But those are the WrestleMania predictions for night 2. WrestleMania Sunday, the traditional WrestleMania Sunday. But what do you think is going to happen for all these matches? This is airing on a Sunday, so what do you think of WrestleMania Night 1? Did it live up to your expectations? Did you get some of your predictions right? Leave them on the comment section below. And for the most part, just enjoy WrestleMania Sunday, much like I would, much like I will, much like most wrestling fans out there. I've been Alexis Carrillo. See you next time.